Well, hello there. Royal Rumble Sunday, baby. Let's go. Back with another hot tag. I'm going to make some predictions for the Rumble. I'm going to keep this video short. I will be streaming later today. Um, I'm probably not going to look at the comments to this because I just don't want any spoilers. I'm not going to be watching it live. I said I was. I'm not going to start watching at work and then finish when I get off work. So on my count, we have 6 matches. Unless I'm missing something, we have the Women's Rumble, which we have Natalya at 30. We have the Men's Rumble, which we know we have Orton at 1 and Edge at 2, so we get that. And obviously among many others, we'll have some surprises too. From the men's side, you have the typical wrestlers on the roster. There's 8 that we don't know about. On the women's side, there's 17 that we don't know about. Obviously, I assume they're going to dip into NXT on both sides for some. There will still be some surprises. The women's tag titles are on the line. Charlotte and Asuka defending against Nia and Baszler, and Sasha defending against Carmella. So the end to that feud. Roman Reigns defending against Kevin Owens in the last man standing match into that feud. And then a one-off Drew versus Goldberg. So let's talk. Predicting the Rumble is hard, so I'm going to stay away from that as much as possible. So let's start with the Women's SmackDown Championship match. Sasha defending against Carmella. Carmella, interesting character, like her, whatever you want to call this dude. Reginald, good promo last week by Sasha. Sasha's been really killing it as a champ, and you know what, for that reason, and others, I predict that she continues her championship reign. I can't see Carmella going into WrestleMania as a champ, because if she does, I see her losing the title, and it's just, to me, if someone's going to lose the title on Mania, it's better off to be Sasha, because she can help make potentially a new star. Probably see where I'm going here. Help make a new star. It would be a more meaningful win if Sasha has a title for that reason. And because Sasha is a more interesting champ at this point period, and Carmella would be, I feel like if Carmella wins, she has to hold the title for a while in order for it to have the impact you want it to have. Let Sasha keep it. I'm cool with Sasha going into Mania as the champ, and that's what I predict. So Sasha wins. I don't know if Reginald gets involved. Regardless, Sasha's gonna win. The women's tag match kind of is an interesting one. So I actually initially thought, oh, there's no way they're going to drop the titles. But then you kind of watch how things play out. You have Charlotte feuding with Lacey Evans, cover her dad. You have Asuka involved with Alexa, a tag champ, or tag champs with single stories that have nothing to do with the tag title picture. Weird. So then that begs the question, why they won the belts in the first place? I think we can assume it's, helping impact, give more of a positive impact to Charlotte's return, but they don't need the titles. They really don't. And I'm starting to waver on it again now. I'm going to actually go with Nia and Shayna winning the belts back, because there's really no reason for Asuka and Charlotte to have the titles, especially as we get close to Mania. Asuka having both pulling double duty doesn't make much sense. Since it's not recorded, it's going to be live. And what better team to drop the titles to than someone who's already established as a tag team, and they kind of already have storylines or seeds planted in storylines anyway. I don't know how it pans out, but Nia and Shayna win the belts back. They don't really need the belts either, but I just don't want, Charlotte doesn't need the title, and we know she's going to be involved in other things, and Asuka obviously doesn't need it because she's the Raw Women's Champion. She has other business she's going to have to attend to anyway. They win the titles back. Then we have the heavyweights, the Universal and the WWE Championship match. To me, We got fooled last year with Goldberg against The Fiend. Come on, there's no way The Fiend's gonna lose. And then he did, like, oh shit, that actually happened. Not this time. The question is that will The Miz play an impact in the match? And this is the reason why I wanted to wait on making a decision, because it's going to impact my pick for the Rumble. I say that I say Drew wins, but I'm curious to see if The Miz, he's been trolling. I'm curious to see if The Miz does cash in after, because if he does, it impacts what I think. But regardless, I think Drew wins this match. It's not going to be a long match. Goldberg doesn't have a lot of those anyway. I think it should be hard hitting, but in the end, Drew with the Claymore. Boom, 1, 2, 3, victory. The other match, I think, is actually a safer match to pick. I am like 99.9% sure that Roman Reigns is going to win. There's no reason for him to drop the belt. Establishing himself further as a tribal chief, and it also benefits SmackDown going into the WrestleMania for a couple of reasons. I'll get back to that later. But all in all, I think it'll be a good match, but KO falls short again, interference or not. So titles retain. The only title that changes hands is the Women's Tag Team Champ. I don't know if there's a US title match, but I'm just going to throw it on here anyway. If it is Lashley against Riddle, I don't remember. But if there was, Lashley retains. Even though I think Riddle eventually is going to get the title, I think Lashley retains, because if the Hurt Business is going to have the tag titles and the US title, I think they drop the tag titles first. Lashley is seen as the head of the stable. No, MVP is the mouthpiece, but in terms of force, it's Bobby. So Bobby would be the one to drop the title last, in my opinion. Then we have the Rumble matches, so women's. I had a hard time picking someone to win from the Raw side. Initially, I thought if someone were to win on the Raw side, I would say Shayna. But if I have her winning the tag title, again, it defeats the purpose. So I can't go with Shayna because it makes no sense. I'm just contradicting myself. SmackDown is easy. They're planting the seeds for Bianca Belair. I actually think she wins this in general. I thought that she was going to win last year, and I thought she had the best showing. If you remember, I made a recap of the Rumble last year, and I said that she had the best showing of anyone in the Rumble. Like, she had the most cachet, and she's transferred that to the main roster, and she's done a great job on SmackDown and on Raw during the pandemic. I expect her, if she doesn't win, she's going to have a really, really good showing. But getting over Bayley, I'm not sure necessarily that feud is over, but that is a big win, and it propels her going forward. There's no one that really needs to win. Because I almost said Charlotte for a 2-time, and then her getting a match against Asuka, a rematch. I just can't see anyone from Raw. I can't see Alexa winning. I can't even see her taking the Rumble serious, to be honest. So I only can go with Bianca. There's really no one else. Let me look at the list here, because we have 13 for sure. We know there's going to be others, unless a legend wins, like Dana, which, while would be cool, they have never really pushed her, so I don't really see a reason why she would win now. Liv kind of got stopped. Natalya doesn't need it. I feel like Bianca's the only choice, unless they go with a swerve. I honestly don't know who it will be. Now the men's. This is where it gets tough. So I don't think Orton wins at all. And I've already expressed my thoughts on Twitter. I thought that The Fiend would be the reason why he is eliminated, thus he progresses down that road. It's nice that Edge will get his revenge, so to speak, early, because then that takes Orton out the picture, and we can focus on the main storylines for the Rumble. Orton's not winning. There's no way he wins. There's a lot of ways this could go. We know for sure there's 8 surprises. Some will be NXT, I believe, and then the question is, who are the rest? Braun coming back early actually took away one of what I thought the surprises would be. So I'm like, man, where's Braun? It's been a while. Like, it seems like a good time to bring him back. So he's back. On the SmackDown side, Daniel Bryan. The Seeds had been planning with Roman Reigns earlier, and I honestly think that it would work for a lot of reasons. One, you have David versus Goliath in a sense, but two, and more importantly, anyone remember the Rumble years ago? Remember when Roman Reigns won the first time? The boos that he got? It makes it so easy, storyline wise, to go back to that, because this is what we all wanted. We all wanted Daniel Bryan to come back at the Rumble and win. And he gets eliminated early. Like, he's in the match, gets eliminated early, and everyone's like, what the hell? At least we're thinking they're gonna, pull the strings and get him close. Nope, eliminated early, everyone's upset. Passed over for the chosen one by the company, Roman Reigns. So it's a good storyline, and I think it can work. I know the season been kind of planning with Shinsuke. I almost feel like Shinsuke is like a secondary feud. Like, it's something to get you over to Mania, but it wouldn't be a WrestleMania quality match. Daniel Bryan would. That's my SmackDown pick to win. Then we have the Raw side. And also, if Bryan wins, he's going to challenge Reigns. Edge. That throws a little bit of a wrench into my plans, because Edge works for a couple of reasons. One, redemption storyline arc. Those are always good in the WWE. And two, he would be a good fit for either title. Challenge Drew. A chance for Drew to cement his legacy by beating another legend. Or one of the hottest wrestlers in the company in terms of wins and losses having to be conquered for Edge to become champion again. It works. Roman Reigns. Someone who has had the red carpet rolled out for him. Things have been easier for him. Clearly we know the company backs him. Versus Edge, someone who's had to fight and scrap just to be able to get his career back. We saw the promo. And then Spear versus Spear. It fits too. And it would be a good match. Both would be good matches. Edge works. And I said he works for either championship. But then I was thinking, those are too easy. So what else is there? There is Sheamus. This would be a way to get that feud with Sheamus and McIntyre for WrestleMania, like on the biggest stage. And I think it would work. They have good chemistry together. I think that they would put on a hell of a match. So actually my 2 picks for Raw done right there, Edge and Sheamus. Then we go to the SmackDown side, for sure, Daniel Bryan. And I was having a hard time coming up with someone else looking at the list. Cesaro would be a good one. He got a push. I would love to see Cesaro have an opportunity. So that is going to be my second pick, and it's not logical because I just don't think it's going to happen. That said, I mean, now would be the best opportunity, like someone that the fans can get behind as the underdog, and obviously he can match strength with Roman Reigns or McIntyre. So I think it'd be a hell of a match. He performs well in the ring. Promos, not always the greatest, but now he'd be able to speak from the heart about being held back. It can work. But then we have the surprise element. I don't want to talk about this a lot because I feel like this is one of the things that gets me in trouble on Twitch, because I'd say I don't want to talk about spoilers and rumors, but now I'm doing it right now. But I'm just thinking big picture. I talked about it on stream, which is the only reason I'm bringing it up. Enter Brock Lesnar. Haven't heard from him for a while. No talks on his contract. Just fell off the face of the earth. It works perfectly for either side. One, he never got his rematch against Drew. WrestleMania rematch. And we know he's going to draw. Two, Roman Reigns. Even though they've main evented a WrestleMania before. Twice, as a matter of fact. But you have the other storyline of Paul Heyman. Who does your allegiance lie with? Your client or the tribal chief? And what impact does he have on the match? A lot to consider there. But ultimately, Bianca Belair and Daniel Bryan are who I'm rooting for. I'll be wearing my Daniel Bryan shirt while I'm at work. And fingers crossed. That if not win a good showing, I expect the Fiend to be there in some capacity. At least one legend on the men's side will be there as one of the surprise entrants, and I can guarantee on the women's side we'll have a couple because they need to fit 30. And even though they're going to use a lot of NXT women, they still need some. Oh, by the way, Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory, we'll love to see those guys in the Rumble too. Just saying. That said, enjoy the Rumble. I'll see you on stream. Have a good Sunday, and we'll definitely be talking about it on Monday. Take care.